Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast with the Silvers. It is November 7th, 2023, and today's devotional is called A Questionable Word, and this is part one.
Part one.
Let's see. Wow. We'll see what Smith has to say on that title. All right, from 1 Corinthians 12:8. To one is given the word of wisdom through the Spirit. And you're in Ecclesiastes 7, 1 through 12.
Okay.
Oh, we have 3 parts of this, folks. 3 parts.
This will be good.
Okay.
A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. It's like poetry.
We were just discussing before, too, that we haven't been in that book in quite a long time.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite nice to be in it. All right. One day I went out of my house and saw a friend of mine named John who lived opposite me. He crossed the road, came up to me and said, "Now, Smith, how are you?" "Very well, John," I said. "Well," he said, "my wife and I have been praying and talking together about selling our house. And every time we think about it in any way, your name is the only one we think about." That was a strange thing to me. "Will you buy it?" he asked. Now, if you remember, when David went wrong, he only went wrong because he violated the Holy Communion and knowledge of what kept him. What was it? What was the word that would have saved him? You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. Exodus 20:17. He had to break that law to commit sin. I was not dealing with a sin. However, looking back, I see that there were many questionable things about the situation, so that if I had thought about it for a moment, I would have been saved from many weeks of brokenheartedness and sorrow. What was the first thing that I should have asked myself? Can I live in 2 houses? No. Well, then one is sufficient. The next thing was, do I have the money to buy the house? No. That is sufficient in itself, for God does not want any person to be in debt. And when you learn that secret, it will save you from many sleepless nights. But I was like many people. We are all learning, and none of us is perfect. However, I do thank God that we are called to perfection, whether we come into it at once or not. If you miss the mark of holiness 10 times a day, fortify yourself to believe that God intends for you to be holy, and then stand again. Thought for today: do not give in when you miss the mark.
That's good.
That's very good.
Looking forward to 2 and 3. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.